Hi, good evening, Hardik. Thanks for joining. Uh,
Hey Vikas, how are you?
I'm good. So,
Great,
can
great.
we
So it's
start with a
nice.
short introduction and introduce
Yes,
yourself to
of
the
course,
audience?
of course. Yes, yes. So, so my name is Hardik, and I belong to Gujarat. I born and brought up in that, and coming from a middle class background, and but I am very much technology oriented, and so I started learning computers since I was in eighth grade, and that in 1990. 1990, 1991, I guess. So at the time, very few people knew anything about computer, and people used to tell a computer is like typewriter. So that is the where I I started my computer journey where I learned. So initially I was learned the laws from say uh, dir command and cd command and all those sort of things. Uh, Hardly few people know about it nowadays. And then after that, I again focus more. I was in eighth standard at that time, and then I focused more on other things. Completed my engineering, and then again, as usual, in India we struggle for the job. So I got a job in Baroda. I was in Ahmedabad, and then I got a job in Baroda. Say in one of the company where I was a second employee. We were only two people.
Oh,
Yeah, that is another story actually. But
hmm,
so that two people started that company, and it was all about industry automation. At the time, it was a new concept, PLCs and drives and
mhm.
everything. I learned a little bit, but I was more into computer programming. So I got an opportunity again in Mumbai within 1 year, and then I actually left that company. By the time I left, it was grown to at least 10 people in a
Okay.
year, and then my journey started in computer. First 3 years were very struggleful. I hardly knew anything about web technology where I was working on, and but learned a lot. Put my 100%, 200% maybe sometimes. Worked so over the period of time, I learned a lot of things. Then I got a good opportunity working for the Blue Star Infotech and Hitachi project, and again got an opportunity to travel to Japan. That was the biggest learning of my life. Basically, I learned a
Oh,
lot from there, and coming back here, then I worked there for a few years. Then I got an opportunity to work in TCS. Then at the same time, Patni actually processed my US visa. I don't know how they did that, but they approached me, say, we would like to interview you and we want you to go to USA. So they processed my H1B. At that time, it was very easy actually in the year 2005, 2006.
okay.
So I got my H1 approved. I got my visa. So I got my visa date. At that time, visa also we had the 3 to 4 months of waiting. I guess at that time for so TCS had 3 months of notice period. So I put a notice and joined Tech Mahindra Patni. And within 7 to 8 days of joining Patni, I got my visa stamp and then left for USA.
Wow.
Very interesting journey.
Hmm.
And then okay, after that is all. It was struggle in the professional life and all learning struggles and all those things, but mostly smooth life. I processed through. I learned a lot of things. I worked for a few years for Tech Mahindra, and then I also worked for a few small companies. Some of so where I could not fit in basically, coming from the service background, it was a little bit challenge. Then I felt that okay, I don't want to work anywhere. I want to just do it on my own. Did my hands on a little bit of entrepreneurship. Again, I had a lot of learning in that, but not a success. And so I again went back to joining. Right now, I'm working as a vice president of one of the medium-sized organization, around 200 people, and that's how it is. My entire journey was in .NET technology. Basically, I just got hands on the .NET. I started from beta version till I'm working now in .NET Core, and also now we are. I am not really that I am doing anything in that, but I'm creating a team of .NET Core 5.0. So that is how the journey has started, and now it is here.
Cool.
Challenging but learning. So I had my share of success. I had my share of learnings. I generally don't use the word as failure because there is no such thing as failure. You have to work hard, and then so any there is another thing which I believe in very strongly is that you have to work hard. You have to put 100% on it, and then you don't worry about the outcome of it because that is something which is not in your hand. Right? What is in your hand is you put your 100% efforts. How much more you can do, you do it. So that is what I do. And so that has got a background of say Gita's slok. That my house had that one calendar which has got that Karmanyavadi Karastu Ma Phaleshu Kadacham, and my grandparents also always talked about that. I hardly seen anybody putting into practice, but I did,
Hmm.
and it works well for me. It is a huge stress buster. You never get into stress. I'm always motivated to do things. I'm always like not always, I would say, but 99% of the time it's a good mood, in a happy mood, and
That's
I
good.
can also solve the problems basically. Right, when the problems comes in front of you, if you are under stress, you would probably make mistakes, and you would not be able to find the proper solution. But in when you have a slightly relaxed mind, and it will definitely get you somewhere. All right, that is what it is.
That's cool. It's a nice journey from a company with developers to a vice president of a 200 member company, and
Yes,
then
yes,
still
it is.
growing. So
Mhm.
it's really nice.
Yes,
A long journey. I'm
yes, since
curious
20 years.
about, yeah,
Yeah. Oh.
I'm curious about your time in Japan. How was it?
Yeah, that is a. So I have a lot of. So each and every step of my life has been a little bit of some sort of some stories built into it. So
Yeah.
so before Japan, let give me 2 minutes. I will give you some background also. Before Japan, I joined this Blue Star Infotech, and for some reason, uh, again that was a little bit of a luck, little bit of my hard work, but uh, I got that opportunity as a consultant over there. Not a full-time employee, right? So I was working there, and the architect of the entire project, which was a medical imaging, was huge for Hitachi. Also, it was very prestigious thing, and they were building this completely new system, and I got an opportunity because I took it with both hands. I was working 9 a.m. in the morning till 2 a.m. in the night, every single day without taking any break. No Saturday, no Sunday. Every day I was working, and that was rewarded very adequately. I was like one of the most important person in the 70 member team. It was 70 people project,
Oh,
and so Japanese people wanted me, ki, yaar, please send this guy to Japan. We want to work with him here, and we want his guidance and help. I was only I think 3.5, 4 years experience person,
oh,
but that was a pretty big honor for me. Now challenge came here is that I didn't have the passport.
hmm,
I applied for it, but for some reason it was stuck in the process. Now,
oh,
at that time, it was not easy. So I worked hard. I just pushed hard. I went there for passport office and all, and that also again I had to travel by train, right? So in the night, I don't have any reservation. So sometimes at the time it was passport officers will call us. So tomorrow you come to office and then we will meet. And I applied in the Ahmedabad. So from Mumbai to
hmm,
Ahmedabad, overnight I take a journey, meet the passport office. Next day come back here. Uh, very I remember those times was very tough, but
hmm.
I got the passport, and I think I got the passport of around 18th of November or something in my hand, and 23rd of November or September, I don't remember. Within 5 days I actually was on the flight to Japan. It was that quick. The company was so desperate to
Wow.
send me there. So very few
Oh.
people has that opportunity that as soon as you get a passport in 3 days you get a visa stamp, and then in 5 days you are boarding the flight. And that also Singapore Airlines flight. Amazing experience
Wow.
there. And before that, I only boarded the train very few times, and that also in the general compartment. I would say that.
So
I
that's where the Japanese experience started. Within 5 days, you were off.
yeah. So that the experience started with purchasing the clothes, the bag. No idea how to do, what to do. Like, and at that time, I always thought that okay, if you go out here, there is always be cold, and you have to buy some big jacket and all of it. So I purchased everything, all this, put it, dump into a bag, and just left. I did not have even my tickets or anything in my hand. Forex, they all sent me over there at the airport. So I
Oh.
collected everything from the airport. I had just one bag and then boarded the flight. And after that, I don't know what to do because I never had an experience to sit in the airplane also. So that is something very interesting. I sat in the aeroplane. I did not know to how to tie the seatbelt. I
Oh.
was just struggling there. I was sitting and then looking around and all. So my next seat was a lady, a middle-aged lady,
Hmm.
probably not Indian, was from Singapore itself. So
Okay.
she understood that I'm sitting here in the airplane for the first time. She told me, "Is it your first time in the airplane?" I said, "Yes." Okay, then she actually helped me out with dropping and how you do it and all. So very smooth.
That's good.
Okay. Now my hotel was some city called Kashiwa, and that is around 2 hours journey from uh, the airport, the Tokyo airport, Narita airport.
Mhm.
But that was easy. I mean, people told from India. I was told everything that you go and then you go outside of this, and there was English signboards also on the airport, fortunately.
Oh.
And then you stand there and you will get the bus. You purchase a ticket, you sit down in the bus, and then in 1.5 hours exactly your destination will come, and you get down.
Mm.
That was the instruction. In this, they will pronounce the name. You will understand the name Kashiwa. Get down. Okay, perfect. uh, I did that. I reached there around 9 p.m. and then sit down in the bus. Quite comfortable, very beautiful experience. Uh, get down from that bus at the destination. Now from there, my hotel was 1 kilometer away. I have no idea what to, where to go, how to go. Uh, in the night around 11:30, I was there. Nobody was there on the road,
Mm.
and Japanese people are really nice and friendly. I must say that. But they have one very interesting thing is that nobody knew English at that time, and probably same is true today. I don't know. It is
Oh.
in the year 2003-4. So, and I remember this incident is very interesting. That I was walking on the road with a bag, and I had to ask somebody where do I go from here now? Because after that nobody told me what to do. Reach there, that's it. After that they told me this is your hotel name, and then go there.
Mm.
And then I was on my own now in the different country altogether. Nobody knew English, and I asked somebody, and nobody told me that you learn a little bit of Japanese also. That otherwise I might have done that, but unfortunately no. So ask somebody, okay, come, can you tell me where this is? Now I say, excuse me, na, that person started running. He did not even stop. I was curious, my God, what is happening? I mean, they think I am some thief or something. That time, and
Mm.
then I did not know what to do and nothing else. And then I saw some taxi stand over there. Fortunately, the taxi guy understood the name of the hotel. It's okay, so come in. He knew that much amount of English, and they say okay. That's two things they understand. So I sat down in the taxi. They put me over there in the hotel, and that was all cozy, nice hotel, beautiful. Everything was nice. Second day, I met my team also. There are a few people already before me because I did not have the passport. Otherwise, I was the first person to go. Fortunately, I
Okay.
did not. So no, that was a good thing that I did not go first. So then I started my work over there, and everything was great. And then I
Okay.
came back after around 6 months.
We all hear a lot about Japan and the people there and
Yeah,
the
yeah. That's
dedication
very,
to work and all that. Is
very.
it true?
It is actually. They work like a machine. Like you will not understand differentiate between the person and a machine. It is like that.
Oh.
I will tell you some of the incidences. Like I was in Hitachi, so they had a manufacturing unit below, and then on top of it, they had the software development, because software was also for them also a very new thing actually. They
Mm.
didn't have so many software people. Everything was included in the hardware itself. So they used to have bell for
Mm.
everything, right? So their office starts at 8 o'clock, but at 7:45 they have a bell, and everybody start exercising, yoga or whatever
Oh.
type of exercise. Yeah, from 7:45 to 8 this is the exercise time.
Okay.
After 8 o'clock there again bell, and as soon as the bell rings, these people start working. It's unbelievable. I mean, if you imagine that, it is unbelievable. Again, after it, this things go on, and then again there is a bell at 12 o'clock.
Mm.
That's a lunchtime.
Okay.
You won't believe that. Exact 12 o'clock the bell rings, but at 11:59, if you see somebody, he is like working like there is no lunch break or anything coming up, right?
Mm.
As soon as the 12 works, that person puts down his computer, stand up and go,
Oh.
and go straight away, stand in a queue in the canteen, pantry, and then take their
Mm.
food from there and then start eating.
Oh.
And 12:30 they come back to their desk. That is the routine, right? 12:30 to
Okay.
12:45 they have their personal time. So some people take a nap, some people take read something, whatever they want to do, they do.
Okay.
And 12:45 again there is a bell. As soon as 12:45 bell rings, And you will never see anybody else doing anything else at 12:46. People will work like, you know, it's just amazing. It's amazing to see that.
They don't spend
Uh,
time chatting with each other.
no, they do it in the time when,
Okay,
yeah.
allotted
So
time.
yes, they have a lot. They have entertainment things also. After 6 o'clock, they have, like, their pantry itself has a, they used to have bar at the pantry only. You can buy the
Okay.
liquor, you can drink your beer and all. And then there was no, I think there was not so much of strict rule about driving after drinking alcohol also. So people
Okay.
drink and drive also. It was pretty common, I thought, that time.
Okay.
Maybe as things are different now, but it wasn't really that bad. And then I saw their capacity also. Like, I was working with the people, and every Friday they will go for some party. Every Friday,
Hmm.
and then in the party also they have a tradition to serve, right? We were like contractors, and
Hmm.
there are managers and high position people. They will
Hmm.
serve you
Acha.
anything, like
Oh.
whatever it is, food or the beer or the alcohol, drink anything, right? So I wasn't drinking at all before. I'm not
Hmm.
any person. So like I told them before that I don't drink alcohol and all. One event I forgot,
Hmm.
and they served me the beer.
Oh.
Now if I don't drink, there will be a big insult for them. So I have to drink. I don't know what to do. I drink. I drink. It's okay. Because I was in the start of my career and I don't want to mess it up also, right? So
Right.
I did it. Now I also did not realize that they refill it if you finish it fast.
Oh.
So we know. I mean, whenever you drink it alcohol first time, you will never like it. So I don't like it, but to just as mark of respect, I finished it because I did not like it. Finish it fast. He filled it in. So I was in trouble because I had no idea what is going to happen to me. Never had any alcohol before, so I had it slowly that time because then I lost my capacity
Hmm.
also. No, that was pretty amazing. And then I learned
Interesting.
Japanese also. And I am actually still today. Also
Okay.
a pure vegetarian, so food also was a big of a challenge. But I
Hmm.
overcome that. I was purchasing some chips packet
Oh.
and plain rice, and I was eating
Okay.
that in the afternoon. In the
Hmm.
evening, we figured out some Indian restaurants nearby, run by some chefs. And then, they
Okay.
were able to like keep it open. If we reach by 11, then we will get the food. If we reach after 11, then I had some Maggi packets with me, so I put it into the water
Okay.
boiler, and then eat something like that. That was but at a very young age, so I think it was okay.
Yeah.
I was able to survive, but I made a good impression, and it was huge impact on my character building also.
Okay.
Very big impact. Two
Interesting.
most important things. The first job I did was in Baroda. That helped me building my character in having an honesty. So that guy was struggling with. He started his own business,
Hmm.
and he was so adamant, and he gave 100%. Like his client will ask for it, and for few months he had some backing, financial backing for sure, but he actually worked with zero profit. Made sure that
Hmm.
he makes an impact,
Hmm.
so he will sure he gets a success. Now he works like he has his own big production house, big factory, big unit there. He's now exporting metals, and he's doing at least 50 100 crore business
Oh.
from that in 20 years. Not a bad thing.
Hmm.
So that is something which I learned, and then big impact was from Japan. I learned a lot from them. Absolutely, like Japanese people build a lot of character. So I see them. So that's how you also learn the patriotism. Also, say that they
Yeah.
have a very big pride in their own existence, like Japanese. So they are very concerned about their own cities, their own country's impression. Right? They
Hmm.
do not let it down ever.
Okay.
So great. After that, I went to USA. I mean, so all these things happen.
Okay.
Just before Japan boarding, I also got engaged with my wife now.
Oh.
So that was also kind of an interesting thing that she was also concerned. Okay, after engagement, second day, how can this guy go to Japan? But what he
She got a glimpse right there.
so this is how then I came back, and then again we had a good time. We lived our life nicely. Then we went together to USA. When we went stay together to Canada,
Okay.
all these places, and it was very good journey. Like,
US, Canada, and Japan. Any other country you visited?
no, that's it.
Only three. US and Canada, you must have spent quite some time.
Yes. In USA, I spent around 3.5 years.
3.5
Canada
years.
almost the same time. Yeah.
Oh,
So around 7 years between US and Canada.
okay. And how long in Japan?
Japan, 6 months. 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, it was 6 months, but it gave me a lifetime lessons.
6 months is
I remember
Japan is a
everything.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. It is actually. And I was in a little bit far away town. Tokyo would have been a little bit easy to
Okay.
live, to manage, and all. But we were in the town which was a bit far from Tokyo, so small town,
Okay.
and so beautiful, but actually, so you see that roads are like built in with different colors, like green color roads, red color roads. The houses were very nicely built, and all of the same sizes. They take the very care of it. And obviously, I think it was also first time me going outside of India was also a reason
Yeah.
that it impacted me a lot.
Cool.
Yes.
So just jumping back to present, what do you do in your current job?
Okay, good. So current job, so all these learnings now gathered what till now. So I am now working as a vice president of the Infotech, is one of the small company Delhi based. But again, they are very progressive in terms of Indian company, if you say. So
Hmm.
what they have done is at the start of pandemic, they understood that starting the office, working from office is going to be very difficult. So they told they still have an office, but they told everybody, okay, this is our office. We are going to permanently work from home. Nobody is going to office now ever.
Cool.
And they made all the attempts. So they are actually giving. So everybody got the laptops and internets and other facilities at home. They gave them
Hmm.
welcome kits to their home. Everybody whenever you join. So it's
Okay.
beautiful gesture they do, and they make sure that you work from home, and also they make sure that you work only for 9 hours daily, not more. Right?
Okay.
Obviously, IT industry you might have to work, but but that also happens when you're in the office also. So it is
Yeah.
something which is like that. So good company working
Okay.
with, and then I work as a BP. So my role is to technical roadmap, technical decisions making, solutioning, pre-sales activities, all those
All in
things.
one.
I also take care of the learning and development. So I'm started actually. It's not that. So I'm uh, being a mentor also, and then also creating a path for the new joiners to learn. So somebody who has less than 3 years of experience, and I will set a training plan, 3+ years I set a training plan. Right. So it's a great company, and they also make sure that they hire people with good IQ. They check the IQ before hiring. So I got a good team also.
Cool.
So I see that.
So what kind of projects do you do? Is it service or
It
products
is
or?
service more. Yes, service. They have one product, but service means again that's a product for some other client. So we have client
Okay.
mostly from USA, and
Okay.
we serve clients from USA, and some of them are in Australia. And also
Okay.
the startup department. So we have around, I think, 20-25 people who are working purely to help startups. So they work with a
Okay.
startup in US and Australia, and they make their mark into it.
Cool.
I think we
So
spent a lot of time in Japan though. Sorry about that.
that's
So
good. That's an interesting part.
yeah, so everywhere I had some interesting stories. So I mean, I always tell the story, but it's like I had a good experience. So in some of the events also happened. Like somebody told me that okay, this happened to me. What do I do now?
Mm,
Like very small incident, I will tell you.
mm,
So we all friend together went to one of the a big 5 days tour in Canada. I
mm,
forgot the place of the name, but it was very beautiful. And then we hired a bungalow
mm.
for 5 days, and we stayed there in the bungalow, and everything it was fully furnished, all facilities and everything. Now, one of my friend did not know how to use the dishwasher. They used to have a dishwasher,
Uh,
and then dishes you can put it in the wash. So what happened was, by mistake, put in some other liquid like washing liquid. There is a two types of powders. I will explain that because I used it and I had made that
Okay.
mistake also.
Oh.
So she put in that a regular dishwashing liquid instead of dishwasher bar aata hai,
Okay.
and then the whole water and fumes and everything started coming out from the washer after you started washing. It is like washing machine, right? The clothes washing
Yeah.
machine is like that. Yes, you put in the vessel in a different way, and then you put in the powder and then or dishwashing liquid, and then close it and start it, and it washes everything and dries also. So this is good. I think India also now we get in India also. So that came out, and everybody got triggered. Like, oh my God, what to do now? Something is wrong has happened, and I was very calm. I said, okay, let it be. I have made that mistake. You just don't put this. You must have put this liquid. They said, yes. I said, no, 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 no. You cannot put this. You have to put this. Okay, sorted. Cut off. But I made that. I have already made that mistake. I have already made that mistake. So this is the one example. So every point of time, you see that what type of things happen to you. It has mostly happened to me. Yes, yes. I had a very terrible car accident also.
Oh.
Yeah, terrible. I was in USA, and then and I must tell you that it was a long weekend, Sunday afternoon. We went out only for the 15 minutes, me and my wife. Right? We generally on the long weekends we go somewhere, but at that time we were not in that some mindset. So we thought let's keep it cool and we don't go anywhere. We just stay here, and we did not go anywhere. Just one afternoon we left out, and on the long weekends, don't go anywhere. There were only two cars on the road, one of mine and one of other guy. He was coming from the opposite side. I was coming straight, and he had to take a turn. Now, when in the US you have to take a turn, you have to stay in the middle lane, wait for the other car to go, and then you take a turn because it was small. That guy did not wait.
Oh my God.
And I was expecting he was because that was a law, and then everybody raised. So I was going on my own speed, and then he did not wait. He hit me from my driver's side, from the side. And my car, like I don't know what happened after that. There is some 10-15 seconds which I completely lost in my memory, and it stuck very bad. And there was some structure, RCS structure, came flying to the car because my car hit them, and it came out and just stuck here because of the airbag and because of the seat belt. Me and my wife both survived. My wife got a little bit more injury because on her side she got more, and I was her side the airbag did not deploy. My airbag worked. And I also had a very old car as well. So that happened. We didn't know what to happen, but within 3 or 4 minutes, I don't remember exactly, but within 3 or 4 minutes, the ambulance, fire, police, everybody came. That guy accepted his mistake also, so I did not have to worry about that actually. Because otherwise, you have to then go to court and prove 1,000 things and all. Yeah, that was a terrible move. But that guy accepted it. He was also a good guy actually, Nepali, but I think he made a mistake, genuine mistake, and he just took it on. And then we both were hurt, so they took us to the hospital. They did all the checks and everything. Fortunately, nothing major injury, but we had this seatbelt sign over body. My wife and I. That sign left for close to 3 months. We were able to see that belt over there.
It's clear now.
Big, yeah. So huge impact, and that was terrible. We were shocked by one thing, and we cannot go anywhere. Now my car is gone now, so where do I go? And I did not know where my car is at the time. Police took away somewhere. They just cleared it and put it into some dump because it was junk after that. So after a few days, when I gained some strength, I asked my friend, say, "Bhai, we will have to see where the car is." So I did not know what to do. The policeman probably gave me a card, so I called him. What do I do now? Your car is over there. Go. So I went there. I checked. They said, okay, every day you have to pay this much money for us to keep your car till you take it away. I said, oh my God, what do I do? Because I don't want this crap now anymore. But there is nothing to do. So that guy gave me suggestions. They you sell it to me for $500.
$500. That's it.
That's it. And that also he adjusted against 10 days. Say, okay, your car is going to be here for 10 days. So that's adjusted. You don't have to pay anything, but we will not pay you. So I actually let it go. And being a old car, I did not have full insurance also, so I didn't get anything.
Okay.
But that's okay. I mean, I felt it, okay, let it go. At least I am alive.
Yeah. So did you get any compensation from the other guy or nothing?
No, no, no compensation, but all my expenses was paid, and
Okay.
obviously my medical expenses. So
Okay.
it is obviously his insurance take care of it.
Okay.
And after that, I checked the bill. If I had to pay from my pocket, I would have been like gone mad for it, because
Oh.
uh, the hospital was 4 kilometers away from where I was.
Mhm.
And when I received those bills and everything, when I checked it, that bill was $800
Oh.
for ambulance from me and my wife to take from the accident site to the hospital. That's it.
$800
Eight
just
hundred
for
dollars
the ambulance.
for 4 kilometer ambulance. That's it.
Wow.
So I mean, I did not have courage to see that bill. It was in the range of around $30,000 or something.
Oh my God. It's
Okay,
interesting.
yeah, yeah, half year salary at least.
Good.
Yeah, so this
So
is so
you
all
have
things happen
gathered
to
a
me.
lot of learnings in your life.
Lot of learnings, lot of experiences that helps in one way right now. If anything happens in front of my eyes, I, I hardly lose my cool. I think I don't. So, okay, we'll figure it out. That is how
Yeah.
I operate. Nice.
So how
I
would
mean,
you
sorry.
guide someone who's fresh graduate coming to you? What would be your message for
Right.
him?
So most important thing is that nowadays what I see is that people don't like to work hard. Uh,
Mm,
Probably because we have a generation uh, whose fathers are not as middle class as we had, right? So
mm,
they have not seen that struggle of their fathers or their. So probably they don't understand the meaning of hard work and the importance of it. But I think it is important to focus. You have to create your journey of your life. You have to decide where you want to go. You have
mm,
to keep working on that. So in like last 20 years of journey, I have come across very few people now. Before I used to work with the people who were actually very goal oriented. They were working hard. All my
mm,
friends nowadays in my age group. But after that, when I see 10 years down the line, I see that reduced a lot. And I
mm.
want them to say, ki, boss, don't lose your focus. At least if you don't want to work hard, make sure that you are smart enough to not able to work hard. Otherwise, it is just I tell you that you
Yeah.
are smart enough that you don't have to work hard. Otherwise, you have to work hard. Because I was not smart.
Mm,
I was not one of the smartest or brightest person, but I made impact wherever I go, because my USP was to work hard and make sure that whatever I deliver, I will put 100% and make it success for somebody at least.
that's
Obviously,
good.
we had a problems along that. We make mistakes, obviously. But that was my goal in the life, and I suggest strongly that. So I also had a few other things in at the start of my career, right? Before I started any job, I had that steps also defined that this is what I want to do. So first thing is that I want to learn a lot. That was my
Mm,
first goal. That make sure that I learn a lot, full learning, put 100%, 200%, 300% into it, learn a lot, earn a lot. Then make
mm,
sure you earn also enough that your
mm,
future life is stable, and that also as a mark of my age, right? So
mm,
at the till the age of 30, you work hard, you learn hard. Till the age
mm,
of 35, you make sure you earn hard
mm,
and you make a stable living. And after 35, you start using your knowledge, right? Till the age of 35, you have a chance to learn, and you have your body is supporting you. You can work
mm,
hard. After 35, your body starts injecting those hard works.
mm,
So you do that, and then you reach somewhere. So that's 10 years or 15 years of life is extremely important, and that will put you where you want to go actually. If your path will be defined by those years, and that is what I did. I make sure that at the age of 35, I reach somewhere where I will be comfortably living, uh, not very rich life, but at least you need to have a decent life. You need to have a life where you can think of doing something, think of taking a day off, think of helping somebody, right? Obviously, you will always come across the people who needs your help,
mm,
financially or socially or anywhere else. So you should be able to do that. So reach at that level, and then after that you chart your path. Then you can have your ambitions also. You do that. So I had 2 years of entrepreneurship, which did not work. I did not earn anything in that 2 years, but I survived.
Okay.
But I survived.
Okay.
So that is okay. Yeah, but I survived. So survival is important. So you make sure that you do that. So I plan to retire, and at the age of 40, I, I'm not
Oh.
retired yet, but because there
Hmm.
are things which is not under your control, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so in the personal life, it happened that way that we didn't have a kid for a very
Hmm.
long time.
Hmm.
And because if that was happened before, then I could have been probably thinking about it. I wish that my son or daughter would have grown up to a certain level. Now it has not happened. So now she's only 5 years old, my daughter. So now I have to work a little bit more to make
Yeah.
sure that make
Till
sure that at
she
least I
settles
reach
down.
to the yeah, yeah because the expenses increase exponentially, right? So the amount which looks comfortable 5, 7, 8 years before, it doesn't look more anymore, right? Because
Yeah.
everything gets more and more expensive. So that is why a little bit challenge here, but that's okay. I can work, and so all this experience gathered, I'm able to work comfortably, and now work from home, so I stay home. Um, so whatever Corona has brought, a lot of bad things, but a good thing is that people are appreciating that work from home concept.
It's
We
cool.
love that. I have been projecting this or advocating this work from home for at least 6 to 7 years now, minimum. I was telling that all the big organizations, they are allow people to work from home whenever they
Hmm.
want to. Don't say that we
Hmm.
work from home every day. At least
Hmm.
1 day in a week, let them do that. But some of the
Yeah.
organizations were very rigid not to do that, not allowing it.
Hmm.
Work from office for 9.5 hours or 10 hours. You have to mandatory work here. And then in Mumbai traffic, if you work in 9 hours in the office, then you're at least 14, 15 hours gone because
Yeah.
you cannot reach anywhere less than 1 hour. If you reach in your office in 1 hour time, you are lucky in Mumbai. But it is generally 2 hours, like 4
Yeah.
hours totally you have to travel. So I hate that. That is the only thing which irritates me a lot because that 2 hours of travel is completely useless wastage of the life,
Hmm.
and I hate that. So that's the reason why I'm happy about more. Okay, got the opportunity to work from home. So that is something which is working well for me also. Touch
Okay.
wood that continue.
Which is your greatest success in your life that you would like to repeat again? Do you remember that? Yes, this was the time I did something successfully.
There are a lot of things, but one thing which I would like to uh, see that I still have a lot of fond memories from Japan and also from USA and from Canada and all. But Canada was most like implementing my knowledge itself. So there is,
Hmm.
I don't want to say that it was a huge success, but it wasn't really something which is I want to put in the 100% like in top of my list. But the project I did in Japan was the best because that gave me to work at the time the latest .NET framework, latest .NET technology, medical imaging
Hmm.
technology, which was very new in that time. So we were creating 3D images out of multiple images, and then we made a program to actually uh, the, the the heart images to look like 3D
Hmm.
the doctors were able to put the marks on it and notes on it and all very latest and advanced technology. So that is something which I definitely work. And now again I have this new opportunity where I'm working. Again we are working with the latest technology stack of, for different of our products, so mobile apps or the .NET applications, and wherever we suggest our client to go for the newer, we provide a solution architect
Okay.
architecture, and we provide solution which is having the latest tech stack, and they appreciate it, and we give a lot of detailing into it, and again we help them to build it. So this is something which I do. So one thing I wanted to repeat, which I'm repeating now, and that is I'm very happy with that. Actually.
It's cool.
So one more thing I want to say, right?
Okay.
The friendship is very important in the life.
Hmm.
You have to have a friend who will stand by you and who will listen to your, uh, your whenever you are angry or whenever you are frustrated. You need to be able to have one friend, and you also become that one. Right? So I had the opportunity to have a lot of such friends. Uh, Not a lot, but few friends which I have. My friendship I have cherished for for like since my school days, and we still get in touch, and they are excellent people, excellent people.
Oh,
They also are successful. They are busy in their lives and all. But when I say hi, they are always there. They are always there. So you
that's
you must
nice.
have your friends.
Hmm.
Yeah, friends is very important.